Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Heaven on Earth Prayer Collective. My name is Kaia Ra, and I'm so happy to be here with you live this evening. I'm watching the chat blow up right now, and it's so much fun to see everyone saying hello to one another. I see a lot of our certified Sophia Circle leaders on the chat, as well as many members from our latest cohort that is walked through the temple gates into this year's certification program. And for those of you who are joining us alive around the world, who are part of our global community of light workers, I want to thank you for your loving support of the Sophia Code and for joining us every month here live for this free ministerial offering that is sponsored by the Sophia Code Foundation. I have some really exciting announcements from the Sophia Code Foundation that I'll be sharing at the end of tonight's call. And I just want to thank everyone for joining us live tonight, and a very warm welcome to those of you who are listening to the replay. So first and foremost, I just want to send out my immense gratitude for everyone who attended our Sedona Immersive for Psychic Sovereign Leadership Development in Sedona, Arizona. For those of you who attended in person and virtually, I just want to say how much I appreciate your courage to step forward and be seen, maybe in that next step or in a really big way in your spiritual leadership and honing your intuitive gifts with our beautiful community. It was an honor to host you. And I'm really grateful that so many of you got to know one another better and are journeying together now in our certification program for Sophia Circle Leadership. So to begin our prayer collective call tonight, I would love for us to turn our hearts to the Sophia Dragons chapter in the Sophia Code. I'm going to read a passage. There's a lot of excitement on tonight's call, and I'm really happy for that. And I also would love for us to ground into the reading of the Sophia Code. Then we're going to do an invocation, and I'm going to share a little bit about the Mercury retrograde window that we're in right now. So to channel all of this beautiful fire and light coming through the chat and from everyone's hearts worldwide, I invite you to turn to page 308 in the Sophia Code, to one of my favorite paragraphs in the entire book. And it is paragraph 2 on page 308. And it goes a little something like this. These are the words of the Sophia Dragons, the holiest seraphim of the Divine Mother. And together in unison, they speak these words on page 308, starting in paragraph 2. You are welcome to read out loud with us. You are one of the innumerable light workers from across the universe, incarnating on earth at this time to birth a spiritual revolution of Sophia Christ consciousness, including the return of the divine feminine Christ, which activates the sovereignty of humanity. This spiritual revolution does not require that you fight against anyone or anything. This is a revolution of your own divinity, commanding miracles to dissolve all obstacles that are in your way. Resourcing your divinity to immaculately birth a new world paradigm is the most revolutionary act that you can commit. Let's just take a moment to soak in the powerful resonance of those sovereign words. There's so much that we could unpack in that paragraph alone with the Sophia Dragons. And there are several highlighted phrases that I would like to bring to your attention before we move into our invocation. The first phrase is that you are one of the innumerable light workers from across this universe. What is that really saying to you today? We came here in large numbers. No matter how isolated you may feel this evening, in your pocket of the world, we came here in large numbers, numbers that are innumerable. And what the Sophia Dragon tribe is showing me in this moment is because it's not just the boots on the ground, earth angels in human bodies that came here as a part of our collective angelic mission. It's all of our guides, it's all of our ancestors, it's all of our angels that stand with us as well. It's innumerable amount of support. And it's declaring that you are a light worker that comes to this planet from across this universe. What I can share with you about beings who come from across this universe to incarnate here on Earth is usually those beings are quite advanced, whether it be advanced intellectually, emotionally, through the heart, wisdom keepers, metaphysically. There's some advanced knowledge, wisdom, or heart-centered offering that you have come to share with this world and with us, with each other. And what is it for? It's to birth a spiritual revolution of Sophia Christ consciousness. What does that mean? You are here to operate your human awareness through the highest resonance of God, source, consciousness, both the divine feminine and divine masculine attributes of God, directing your human awareness, guiding your life. And then it goes on to say, including the return of the divine feminine Christ, which activates the sovereignty of humanity. Wow, what a statement. Divine feminine Christ, is that one person? No. That is acknowledging the divine feminine, that Christ consciousness that exists within each and every one of us. That here we are reclaiming it in this lifetime, owning it, naming it, uplifting it, and saying this too is sacred. We will not allow this consciousness or these attributes to be minimized anymore in this lifetime or in any lifetime. And this activates the sovereignty of humanity. Interesting, when we return our consciousness to the intuitive divine feminine knowing of the heart and of the womb space, it rebirths our awareness to recognize the sovereignty of being human. The spiritual revolution does not require that you fight against anyone or anything. Interesting. Doesn't say you don't have to, it just says it's not required. Many of our energies and efforts and inspiration can actually be directed to birth an entirely new paradigm beyond the duality of form. We're not saying don't advocate if you are part of your mission is to advocate for something that needs to be brought into the light of this Luciferian matrix. But what we are saying is consider what this world would be if an entire global network of light workers chose to co-create a new sovereign paradigm of healing and empowerment and creative genius and generosity and sovereignty. How attractive that would be, how interesting, what a different optional reality that would provide for others to unplug from programming themselves over and over again into the duality of what most people consider reality to be. Reality is what we create it to be. And so the Sophia Dragons are daring us on today and every day with their teachings from chapter 13 of the Sophia Code, which we will return to again later in this call. At this time, I would love to call forth the fullness of the Sophia Dragon tribe, which includes countless ascended masters, archangels, star nations, different angelic orders that are here, that all work together as one voice, that have made themselves known in this lifetime as a true high council assembled by the Divine Mother herself to lead humanity back to the reclamation of its spiritual sovereignty, including the reclamation of its human body and form as sovereign and free. This is a very big angelic mission. It's a larger than life mission for the ascension of this planet. And as we activate the divine genome within us, as revealed in chapter 2 of the Sophia Code, the Sophia Dragon tribe is able to mentor us in miraculous ways, both individually and collectively as an international community. Many of you have seen that this is possible over the past few years, and some of you are just arriving now to this amazing movement in consciousness. For those of you who have been here since the very beginning, thank you. And for those of you who are just arriving now, my warmest welcome. This is a movement that will continue to grow and expand for the rest of our lives. And we're just beginning to see how miraculous it is when light workers decide that they are miracle makers. And so this evening, we welcome you to join us in this invocation where we invite the entire Sophia Dragon tribe to bless you individually and to create that temple space of Sophia Christ consciousness for each of us to connect to journey to within, to feel just how many hearts across this world have joined this evening in prayer with you, in this meditation with you, and how we've been doing this for close to 7 years now together, and how that continuity will continue to carry us over this next decade of support. And we welcome the first 8 revealed key codes of the first book of the Codex. In section 2 of the Sophia Code, we welcome in the north, we always invoke White Buffalo Woman, Holy White Buffalo Woman, and the Order of the Sky Grandmothers, and the Angelic Order of the White Buffalo Syrian Star Nation arriving in the north. You may hear their thunderous hooves pounding across the sky of your mind as they arrive to stand in that temple space within your heart in the north. In the northeast, we welcome the beautiful heart of Ascended Master Isis and her winged embrace. Isis is an exceptional mentor for the teacher within you, the guide within you, the business person within you, the person who came with a great mission that is within you. She is here to mentor all these parts of you that fulfill your divine purpose. And she's joined this evening by her angelic order, the Syrian White Lions. In the east, I welcome Ascended Master Hathor and her angelic order, the Ascended Hathor Star Nation, as they arrive in the east. And you may feel their voices, their resonances, singing the songs of Sophia over this sacred space, uplifting your heart and clearing your mind to be available, fully available and present for this evening's transmission. In the southeast, I welcome the one known as Green Tara, who is key code 3 in the Sophia Code, she of 1,000 stars. And I welcome Green Tara and all of the 21 emanations of Tara, white and gold, red and black, all the different aspects of Tara arriving as mirrors for the divinity within you. And I also welcome her angelic order, the sky dancers, the order of Dakinis, who are wrathful protectors of your journey of enlightenment. We also give thanks and welcome the medicine Buddhas and Lord Buddha himself joining us in the southeast. In the south, I give thanks and I welcome beautiful Mother Mary with her arms wide open to us. Mother Mary, who just continues to reassure our hearts over and over again of how loved we are, how protected we are in these extraordinary times on the planet. Mother Mary, who so deeply cares about this planet that she lived her own lifetime of prophecy and fulfilling her own angelic mission so that we could stand taller and brighter in our own mission. Welcoming Mother Mary and her angelic order of the Blue Ray behind her. In the Southwest, I welcome beloved, beautiful Mary Magdalene, her heart shining as a diamond light, rays of diamond light entering your mind and your heart as Mary Magdalene steps forward side by side with Ascended Master Jesus, her divine masculine counterpart, Saint Joan of Arc, and the entire Order of Magdalena, this angelic order of earth angels that have served the Magdalene lineage across space and time, that we are honored to be mentored by and to be a part of. In the West, I welcome Key Code 6 of the Sophia Code, beautiful Kuan Yin, she of 1,000 waters. And in her fierce grace, we feel how present she is, how she mentors us to go within, to love these parts of ourselves that are healing and expanding, to honor our inner child and to honor our meditation practice. And we welcome her divine masculine counterpart, Maha Avatar Babaji, arriving to stand on our behalf in the West. In the Northwest, I welcome our beautiful angelic guides for this evening's prayer collective call, the holiest of seraphim, the highest ranking seraphim of the Divine Mother's heart, the Sophia Dragons, these cosmic birther mothers, these beautiful sovereign creatrix mothers who give birth to Sophia's divine will for new planets, new star systems, new species to be born into physical reality. An original creator species, we give thanks for the Sophia Dragons arriving in the Northwest, their eyes shining like stars, jewel-toned, glinting in every direction, their scales singing with the songs of Sophia, giving praise for the divinity within all that is. Their third eye blessing us with the consciousness of the Christ within. All of their dragon scales actually have eyes within them, for they see into every dimensional reality of all of creation. And as their very scales sing to the glory of God, you'll see little tears like diamonds and little lightning bolts roll off their scales in every direction. The Sophia Dragons have multiple sets of wings, and they whirl in and out from the sides of their bodies and figure 8 flight patterns that bless your mind and open your heart to the creative potential of your own sovereign divinity. Their presence is massive. Their love for you is all complete. It is whole and unconditional. There's nothing you can do to earn the divine love of the Sophia Dragons, for they are not of this earth. They are not of any element. They are made of the stardust of Sophia's first breath. And so when we look into the ancient ones of the Sophia Dragons, we are returning our minds, our hearts, our consciousness back to the source of all of creation, beyond our worlds, beyond the sun, moon, and stars, beyond every idea that we have about what physical reality is, all the way back to the very edges, back to the light of creation, back to that 7th plane, one source light, where even that returns and arises from the womb of nothing. And in the center of our circle, within the center of this holy space, guided by the consciousness of the Sophia Dragons, we give thanks for this grace by invoking the full presence of our own I am presence, our own higher self. All of these words are synonymous: your I am presence, your higher self, your oversoul, your direct communion and connection to the source. Source can be one with the name Sophia, be one with the name of God, be one with the name of Buddha or Christ consciousness. What we are talking about is the creator creatrix of all life that made you in the image and likeness of that which created all that is. And the God consciousness that your soul is has chosen to make you a human here on earth, to incarnate during these extraordinary times within this matrix that overlaps the planet. We are here to birth a new matrix of sovereignty, to birth a new paradigm of sovereignty, to birth it directly from our heart wombs, as the Sophia Dragons teach us in chapter 13 of the Sophia Code. And it is with this invocation that we fully reclaim our center in the universe, and our center is with our source. It is with the reclamation and the recognition that we are whole, divine, sovereign, and free, no matter what parameters we are experiencing within the worlds of form, within this world, on this planet. And the more we lean into the pure light of our sovereign divinity, the more we break the chains that we may feel with this world, so that there is greater space and clarity within us to create a new sovereign paradigm, both for ourselves first, for our individual lives, our individual embodiments, and also as a collective, as a community. And so we open our hearts to the sovereign potential that we are. We open our minds to the power of God that already exists within us. We open our inner eyes to the glory of these incredible masters of light that are guiding you every day, 24 hours a day, right by your side, watching over you, uplifting you, blessing you, knowing you. And we ask that the prayers of our hearts, both spoken and unspoken this evening, will be answered by you, Divine Mother, Divine Father, Creator, Creatrix of all life. That our co-creation with you, that we will understand the perfection that is at play here. That over the course of this prayer collective hour, that we will feel how surrendering into your grace, into the larger parts of ourselves in communion with you, is the solution of all solutions. That the more we allow your consciousness to guide us, the more we are able to grow and expand, and also have compassion for the ones that we are in that journey of growth and expansion. And we open now in the Sophia Code to page 305. And together we are going to read paragraphs 2, 3, and 4 out loud together. Let us begin. These are the words of the Sophia Dragons speaking to our hearts. As you activate and integrate the divine feminine and masculine Christ energies of your higher self within your human body, the creative potential of your sovereign power dawns upon your awareness as a rising sun. When your awareness responds to this call within you to birth new realities, your sovereign free will aligns with the glorious divine will of Sophia, so that you may become a wayshower for many. Remember that as a divine parent birthing new realities, the outside world is incapable of informing your awareness about what you are here to birth and what is physically possible for you to create. Your outer world is filled with the obstacles and disbeliefs of another age. You are here to birth a new world that looks different, that looks entirely different from the world you live in now. The only blueprint for what you are here to birth exists within your soul's own heart womb. Therefore, we invite you to keep your eyes fixed upon this holy of holies within you and never look away. Sophia's immaculate conceptions seek to arise within you and be birthed through you as a sovereign creator. You are perfectly designed for your role and embodiment as a divine parent of this next golden age reality. We invite you to consider how magnificent, worthy, and important your human life is for the fulfillment of Sophia's divine plan. Those are some big statements, those 3 paragraphs. I want to go back to the last sentence in paragraph 2 on page 305 of the Sophia Code. And it's a sentence that reads, when your awareness responds to this call within you to birth new realities, your sovereign free will aligns with the glorious divine will of Sophia so that you may become a way shower for many. What's interesting about this passage is that very often when we align our sovereign free will with the divine will, we walk through a process. It's very much like how a sword is sharpened in the fire when it's pounded and reshaped in a fire. Very often when we decide to surrender our free will and hear our hearts aligning us with a divine will to create something bigger than just what we're here to create alone, there is a process that the ego structure goes through, a melting down, a grieving period, even times of confusion and disorientation, because divine will, fulfilling divine will, requires all of you, not just part of you. Fulfilling divine will requires a dragon embodiment. A dragon is fully present within every cell of its body, within every scale. A dragon is a master. And that same mastery exists within each of us. It's why anyone can receive the golden dragon light body in the key code 777 initiation in chapter 13 of the Sophia Code. And so it's important to understand that your calling to fulfill your angelic mission, your calling to rise up in your divine purpose and align with the divine will is not going to look the way your ego structure would have it look. It will very often change the closer you get to being fully on track with your divine purpose. It can change, it can shift, and it can align with the purpose of others in unexpected ways. And it's when we resist where divine will is guiding us to go for the greater glory of God, not just our individual glory, that things can feel really troublesome or resistant. And this is why we mentor with our mentors such as Kuan Yin and Mother Mary when we are doing our best to parent the different voices and parts of our consciousness that maybe don't want to grow into spiritual maturity, that maybe actually want to stay in spiritual infancy. The difference between spiritual infancy and spiritual maturity is spiritual infancy is always looking for what it can get out of something. Spiritual maturity is always looking for how it can be a co-creator in the solution. There's no judgment around spiritual infancy. It's a part of all of our journey towards spiritual maturity. We all go through chapters in our life where we need to be deeply fed and recover from the woundings of this world and this lifetime. But when you start to progressively move into spiritual maturity, which is what happens when you walk through the Sophia Code Mystery School curriculums, especially Sophia Circle Leadership, you discover that there is a maturity that the Ascended Masters embodied for many, many people that you are being called to embody in this lifetime for others. This is why we admire the Ascended Masters so much. For many of us, we can go through even years of our life where we look to them to ask them to help us solve our problems. And there's nothing wrong with that. But as your life begins to stabilize and you integrate the many blessings that this Codex and these masters offer, you start to identify that there is a deep calling to become like them, to embody your divine purpose in such a way that you're going to show up to your angelic mission and to your leadership and your light work and your service, whether anybody says thank you or not. Whether people even can identify what you're doing or not. You are there because love has called you there, and it is because of divine love that you stay. And as you grow in this divine love and this spiritual maturity, there is a calling out to be surrounded by others who are operating from that same context, that same consciousness. And that is what this month's Mercury retrograde is all about. I want to just acknowledge that. So I have heard from so many people in the community that are really going through it during this Mercury retrograde, which lasts until October 5th. Not only is it Mercury retrograde, there's a total of 6 planets in retrograde right now. And so if you have been feeling a lot of feelings and a lot of potential for transformation over this past week and a half, well, there's a big reason for that. There's a lot of planets that are standing still or even moving backwards to get your attention and to help you, to support you to revisit the karmic growth lessons, even the losses that you may have felt over this past year, so that you can really spend the time reflecting on, is there more growth to do here? Is there more healing to do here on this particular subject matter that has been such a big wound or such a big growth curve, whatever that topic is that might be coming up for you right now? What next? What level of revisiting that topic is serving you right now? And can you revisit that topic with more grace and more compassion and more self-love than ever before? Can you be more honest with yourself and with others than ever before? Can you be more honest with yourself about where you stand now in relation to where you were standing in the beginning of 2020, or maybe even the end of 2021? This year has honestly been such an intense year for everyone. It's been a very fast year and a very dense year. I personally felt like I've lived 10,000 lifetimes in this single year. I don't know about you, but that's how it's felt for me. And yet, the density of this year has allowed for us to dig into some spiritual musculature and to rise in certain areas, if not every area of your life, that maybe you, if you were to take a moment here and now during this prayer collective to really honor how far you've come, to really honor how much you have grown, to really give thanks for how much your heart has actually expanded, to acknowledge how much you have indeed shown up in your spiritual journey, to this call to spiritual maturity, to this fulfillment of your divine purpose, one self-loving step at a time. This would be a good moment to thank your heart as a prayer. Because no matter what might be coming up right now during this Mercury retrograde, you are a more resourced, loving person to your own heart to be able to hang in the transformational fire of this Mercury retrograde. There's more presence, there's more of you within you, there's more of you onboarding into your human experience. And if you'd like to write a thank you letter to your heart in the chat, you're welcome to share that in the chat. If you're listening to the replay, you can write it in the video replay comment field. You can bring your hands to your heart and you can thank your heart. Like, hey, heart, I had no idea what a rodeo it was going to feel like to show up and serve at this level in this lifetime. Thank you so much for your courage. Thank you so much for your willingness. Thank you so much for your wisdom. Thank you for keeping me true to you. Some beautiful prayers in the chat. I'm just reading them right now. I'm adding my prayers to your prayers. I'm so grateful for you. We have such thoughtful thoughtful, loving people in our community. It's an honor to serve you. And at this time, I'm witnessing Mother Mary and a beautiful Sophia Dragon. She's so special. Oh my gosh. She's a pearlescent white Sophia Dragon, but she has these patches of pink scales down her kind of along her underbelly. She has some gold talons and these violet bejeweled eyes. They've got like the violet flame energy in them. And so this beautiful Sophia Dragon and of course, beloved Mother Mary are stepping towards you. And Mother Mary is in front of you. And this beautiful Sophia Dragon is just gently creating space behind you. And you may feel tingles up your spine and down your shoulders or running down your arms. Mother Mary is holding this sapphire blue heart. It's like a beautiful sapphire gem in the shape of a heart, and there's all of these sapphire blue flames coming off the heart. And the Sophia Dragon is gently blowing blowing her breath of life into the back of your heart chakra, and you may start to feel the back of your heart chakra spiral open as Mother Mary offers this blessing to your heart. It's this gift that she is offering to you, a gift of sincere gratitude for your willingness to be a part of the Sophia Code movement, for your leadership to mirror to others that the Christ lives within them, for your willingness to love yourself this much that you would be willing to live a sovereign life and to co-create a sovereign paradigm with everyone here in this community. And you may feel the rays, these sapphire rays of light shining off of this sapphire heart as a gift being given to the temple of your heart. Begin to roll through your arms and cast like this magnificent blast of this beautiful white light from the center of your heart with all of these blue flames and rays going out in every direction. I can feel my hands and my feet tingling, and it's a little fiery, and also my crown chakra. Mother Mary is preparing our hearts because she's going to be a big part of our journey next year in 2023. And she's saying she's so excited to share more. And for now, she says this transmission of grace that she's offering you is a reminder that each and every one of us are connected through this sapphire blue energy through our hearts in this community. It's a very special color for us. And she's saying, feel how its sacred flame moves you in your connection to the seraphim, in your connection to your sovereign potential. Mother Mary is saying, remember what my son Jesus said, be in this world, but not of this world. My dear ones, you are not of this world. Remember the reading that the Sophia Dragons offer you tonight. You came here from across the universe to bring your light into this world, just as my family did. Receive these blessings from Mother Mary, saying from her and from the Sophia Dragons, to remember who you really are today, tonight, to value and respect yourself as the keeper of these sacred flames, the sacred flame of sovereignty. And she's saying that's not for the faint of heart, as I share in my chapter of the Sophia Code. And you may begin to feel these sapphire blue flames like rolling through your arms, almost as though there's two dragons, like two dragon flames rolling down and spiraling down your right and left arm. And I'm also feeling this beautiful seraphim dragon energy rolling down from crown to root, strengthening your kundalini, Shishuni channel, the spine, And she's saying, strengthen your connection to one another. Mother Mary is also sharing, like, to build a new paradigm of sovereignty, you have to build a new paradigm of communication with one another. What sets this community apart? She asks. What sets us apart is how we treat one another. And she's asking you to always ask your own heart, is this coming from divine love? And am I willing to always be honest? And am I willing to step up and speak out if something is unclear? Am I willing to be kind? Am I willing to connect? Mother Mary is sharing, your prayer is not just to co-create with the Ascended Masters, it's to co-create with one another. It's to feel our connection through these teachings, through this consciousness of Sophia Christ. It's extremely important for all of us in this lifetime. Mother Mary is sharing that the more you open your heart to these teachings, the more you will be able to discern for yourself who really belongs in your life and where you belong in the world. This is a very powerful activation that Mother Mary is providing for us. She still hasn't moved out of the circle. She's still standing right in front of you. And I can feel her now activating our eyes as well as our wombs and all the way down our legs. It's like this full sapphire blue, complete transformative activation that she's offering us. She's saying, get ready for what's to come. And now that Sophia Dragon is coming back around to the front of you, and the Sophia Dragon is leveling behind Mother Mary's body, her massive, massive eyes appearing behind Mother Mary's slim form in front of you. And oh my God, take in this divine love of this Sophia Dragon. It is so vast. She is transmitting to you in this moment the love of Sophia emanating from star nurseries, like how Sophia star as though she's cradling a baby in her arms, like her consciousness embraces all that is, and her consciousness is speaking through the eyes, through the power, through the presence of this gorgeous Sophia Dragon, inviting you to deepen in how much you're willing to accept Sophia's divine love tonight, an unconditional divine love that knows everything and everyone across this universe and beyond. All that has ever been created and all that ever will. She knows your soul completely, eternally, forever. How does your soul need to be seen tonight, today, here in this moment? Perhaps this is, you're listening first thing in the morning to this call right now. There's a song in your heart, and the Sophia Dragon is humming this song back to you. You may hear it as a beat. You may feel it as a resonance moving your feet. You might feel it moving you back and forth in your seat. This song, this calling out to Sophia, the divine mother of all life. How do you wish to be seen in this moment by her? Is there something that there is a need that you are recognizing during this Mercury retrograde? A need that you are seeking to be fulfilled in miraculous ways through sovereignty, through creativity, that helps birth this new paradigm, both for yourself and for others. Maybe you feel a chapter is closing and a new one is beginning, and you're in an in-between space. How can you allow your heart to be held by the Divine Mother in that in-between space? Together, let's say the Divine Mother prayer as one community, one heart. Divine Mother of all life, take me to that place deep within your womb where I can know nothing and be reborn anew. What is being reborn anew? Here with you and Sophia, the source. Open your heart. Beyond the worlds of form, speak into this womb. Share your prayer with God. Holy Mother, Holy Father of all life is listening to you, breathing with you, loving you. There's a beautiful prayer being written in the chat by Destine, and the prayer is, please give me the courage to love all of me as the Divine Mother does. What a powerful prayer. And that's what this Mercury retrograde is about. Every oppositional force is a seeming oppositional force, every confusion that's coming into clarity, every challenge that's leading to a creative breakthrough. It's breaking down our resistances to receiving the support we deserve, to accepting ourselves for who we really are, for coming into alignment with greater ease and co-creation with others. It's an extremely powerful time to evaluate all the places within you that you have really reclaimed, and also to recognize those places that are still waiting to be claimed by you through love. The very same love that is emanating and radiating to you from this still dark womb of the Holy Mother's Sacred Heart. She breathes you, she embraces you, and she loves you as the star that you are in her sky. This may be the moment where you ask for greater help with your trust and your faith. This may be the moment that you ask to be at the right place at the right time, and to trust the grace that is here is guiding you. This may be the moment that you ask for the courage to close a door so that a window may open in your life that's never been opened before. Grace is the space that miracles arise from, and grace is here. And I'm witnessing this beautiful, it's this it's beautiful Sophia dragon. It's a blue Sophia dragon, a a blue Sophia dragon with a white underbelly, that pearlescent white underbelly, but the dragon is blue, and her eyes are glittering like turquoise, and she is arising out of the black womb of no thing, and she's flying towards you. And as she approaches you, you'll feel a rush of cool wind blow across your face, your crown, through your heart. But you're going to feel it create space within the center of your throat chakra. And the Sophia Dragon is asking you if you are to communicate your truth during this Mercury retrograde, even if it was a truth that had to be communicated again and again, what would it set into motion going forward on the other side of this retrograde? How would you feel the wheels of fate turn as you stand in the beauty of your truth and your clear communication beyond expectation for the pure satisfaction of knowing that you served your heart's communication completely, thoroughly, and wholly? You may feel a very vast opening, like the sky open within the center of your throat. I invite you to take 3 big breaths into your throat chakra. And to feel how joyful she feels to be here with you. And she's inviting you to climb upon her back and to make yourself comfortable. And she's going to take you for a bit of a flight across the cosmos. And you can either sit up and peer over her really large head as she's flying, or you could lay back and lay your back against her scales and feel how light you feel under her powerful body, above her powerful body rather. And to feel and witness the stars as they trail by, to witness the clouds, the different sunsets on different planets, to just feel yourself flying across the cosmos on the back of the Sophia Dragon, to remember the joy of creation, the joy of life across so many different planets and star systems, to remember the joy of all the different ascended civilizations that already exist, that are helping to keep the universe in its perfect orbit, to remember and wave as you pass by the many places and spaces in this cosmos that are utterly and completely consecrated to Christ consciousness, that are enlightened and whole, places that you have come from to serve on earth. And gather up that magic, gather up that starlight, and may your hearts drink from the wonder of this cosmos, to feel how free you really are in your connection to these masters and this connection to your higher self, your direct connection to source, that you can drink in the glory of this universe and be refreshed by it, even as we navigate the very challenging circumstances that we face on earth. We fill ourselves up with the beauty of Sophia's creation, drinking into every cell of our body the goodness of life, And this beautiful Sophia Dragon lands with you back in your home or your office or wherever you're seated right now listening to this transmission. Blessing your body, heart, and mind to deeply integrate tonight's activations from Mother Mary and the Sophia Dragons, to deeply integrate on all 4 levels of your being, the wisdom keeping, the truth seeking, the breakthroughs that are leading to the radiance of your spiritual maturity as a living master on earth, connected to masters all over the world, light workers who traveled across the cosmos just to be here with you in this pivotal lifetime. In closing, I'd like to thank all of the Key Code Ascended Masters for all of their support, creating such a sacred space for us to relax and receive, to be renewed and refreshed by the divine love of Sophia God and each of their Key Code resonances, supporting us to take refuge in divine love, to give thanks for our own hearts, to remember that through Christ consciousness, all things are possible, to be generous and kind with ourselves when the transformation that we have asked of ourselves is more than we ever anticipated when we made the prayer to come into alignment with divine will. And as we return fully to our bodies, closing tonight's ceremonial space with love and gratitude for these beautiful mentors of light and sovereignty, I invite you to bring your hands to your heart and to thank yourself for creating an hour of sanctuary for yourself, for taking the time to pray with hundreds of people around the world, both live and on the replay, these prayers, to receive these blessings together, to take a stand for the sacred, and to honor both your heart and the collective heart of this movement and this ministry. And from my heart to yours, thank you so much for being a part of the Heaven and Earth Prayer Collective. Taking a couple of deep breaths as we start to come back to the physical presence of this space. I have a few exciting announcements about the Sophia Code Foundation that I would love to share with you. For the past year, I have been researching different properties around Sedona, Arizona, in hopes to locate a property that was big enough to create the Sophia Code Center. The Sophia Code Center is a multi-phase project that will include a divine feminine cathedral that will honor Sophia and the key codes in this cosmology. It will be built as temples were built in ancient times, according to sacred mathematics, and with the highest quality materials and individuals involved in that project. It's going to be glorious, and it's going to carry this legacy of the Sophia Code movement on for generations to come. The Sophia Code Center will also have the Joan of Arc Leadership Training Center, as well as the Magdalene Healing Center. And our prayer is to also include important areas of ceremony for traditional elders to come, as well as for geologists to come and speak about the land and the history of Sedona and the history of the sacred basin, which is actually almost entirely made up of crystalline quartz. So there we have a massive vision for anchoring the Sophia Code Center, hopefully in Sedona, Arizona. That is our prayer. And over the past year, I've visited many different properties, and I've also waited for long periods of time for new properties to come forward and reveal themselves as potentials for the center. quite recently, several potentials have made themselves known. And I've been visiting them along with some team members and even some of our certified leaders. And we've identified several potentials that have massive promise. And I just wanted to share that we've started to organize our Sophia Circle leadership community to help us with the fundraising efforts that will be needed to purchase this land, with our goal to purchase the land by the end of the year. And so over the next few weeks, our board of directors will be meeting with our Sophia Circle leadership community to organize this fundraising effort. And I'll be sharing more details in our next prayer collective call for how you can become more involved. But please know that at this time, you can make a tax-deductible donation to our 501c3 educational organization at the Sophia Code Foundation page located under the About section on my website at kaiara.com. My next announcement is that our next prayer collective call will be on Friday, October 7th at 2 p.m. Pacific. And this is due to our upcoming event, Love from the Other Side, which I've never offered before, which is happening on October 15th. This is an in-person only event in Scottsdale, Arizona, that will be followed by our equine immersive for our Sophia Circle leaders on October 16th. I hope that if it's possible that you can join us in person in Scottsdale, Arizona, and we'll be sending out the replay email along with an exclusive group ticket offer if you'd like to purchase several tickets at once to join with your friends and family. I'm deeply moved by the response that we've received and the gratitude about our upcoming event, Love from the Other Side. It has a very deep significance for me personally, and I look forward to sharing more about this with you in person at the event and as we get to grow together closer and closer as a community. I also want to thank everyone again for attending any of our events in the 2022 Dragon Ride. It's been an honor to be together in person with you both at the events and virtually. Thank you always for your loving support of the Sophia Code. My deepest gratitude to you always. We'll see you on Friday, October 7th for our next prayer call. Namaste, all my love.